You are spending hours writing LinkedIn posts manually, and most creators think that's just part of the game. But here's the truth. The top 1% aren't writing anymore. They use AI automation that research, write, and schedule 30 days of content under an hour. I went from 0 posts in a year to posting daily. And in this video, I'll show you exactly how to do the same. Alright, so the first thing we need to develop this workflow is a database with all our post ideas in it. In this case, I created a simple Google spreadsheet where I have here all my post ideas, a short description, and the date when I want it to be posted, as well as the status of these posts. So everything that is as posted was already posted, everything that is scheduled will be posted, and everything that is to do needs to be scheduled to be posted. So in our workflow, this works like this. The first thing that we need is our trigger, and this trigger will set off every day at midday, meaning that every day at midday, a new post will be scheduled to LinkedIn. Okay, it won't be posted because as we saw here in our spreadsheet, the posts are always posted at 9 a.m. So what I do is every day at midday, I like to post the post for the following day. Next, we have our Google Sheet node. And basically this is a get row node where you just need to choose your credential. The resource is sheet within document. And then you have this operation here, which is a get row operation. I always like to sort this kind of stuff by ID. So as you can see here, this is the ID of this spreadsheet. So if you come here and grab everything that is in between these two slashes here, this is your Google ID spreadsheet. All that you need to do is copy and paste here. And once you do that, you will be allowed to choose all the tabs inside that spreadsheet. In my case, as you can see here, I have only one tab. So that's the tab that I selected. And basically what I'm saying in this node is this. You are going to look at the column status and you are going to grab me everything that has a status of to do. As you can see here, all the posts that needs to be posted. Then once we do that, just to double check that my condition has been obeyed, what I like to do is I like to add a if node, and this if node basically checks the status of the post. So basically I'm telling here, if the post has the status of to do, then it's going to be true. You are going to pass to the following node. And if the post has the status of false, then you are going to send me a Telegram notification telling me what's going on. In this case here, I set this message to tell me that there is no to-do post found in the spreadsheet. So that means that I need to go to the spreadsheet and add new posts. Now that we have our if node doing our double check, what we need to do is to add a limit node. And the reason for that is simple. Let me just deactivate these nodes here. I want to show you something. So let's execute manually this workflow. As you can see here, 47 items have a status of to do in my spreadsheet. So what it means is our if node is sending 47 different posts to the following node, but we want to limit it because our idea is that each post should be created individually. So what I do here is I use this limit node, and basically all that you need to do here is just to set how many items you want to pass through at once every single time. Now that we have just one item passing through here, our next step is to do the research of that topic. And to do that, I like to use Tavily, which is this node here. So basically all that you need to do is just click on the plus sign, and then you are going to type Tavily and you're going to choose the node. Okay, the operation will be search, leave it as query, and in my case here what I'm doing is I am dragging the post idea and the post description inside the query because I wanted to research on these topics. Okay, this is a general topic. I wanted to do a deep search or a deep research, okay? And I wanted to give me up to 5 different results, okay? The answer, I leave it to include a basic answer. And basically, Tavily is awesome to this kind of stuff because they will give you a free plan that is really generous. So as you can see here, I have 1,000 credits, but since I created this workflow, only 18 has been used, which is awesome. And the answers are by far the most credible and trustworthy that you can get. After our Tavily node, I have this code node here, and basically all that I'm doing is grabbing all this data and putting it on one text string to make it easy for our next node to get that information and convert it in a LinkedIn post. Next, we have here our node that will write the LinkedIn post for us. So basically this node is taking the research from Tavily. So this is the raw material that it will use to create our LinkedIn post. Then I added a prompt here. I ensure this is a system prompt, which means you are asking the node to do something with that information, okay? And the prompt is very simple. I'm just telling it that it is a LinkedIn content writer who creates short, practical posts about AI automation for a small business. The most important here is these rules, and these rules basically help the AI to humanize its content. So when it writes, there will be a lot of things that is way more human than the average AI output. Once you do that, all that you need to do is select the model. And this is where another great tool comes handy, which is OpenRouter. So basically, rather than selecting here, for example, a ChatGPT model, which is limited to the models from OpenAI, I like to use OpenRouter. And OpenRouter is a service that allows you to use the best AI models using one single subscription. So basically, you go to the site OpenRouter, create your subscription, add some credits, and once you have your API key, which you're going to find here, all that you need to do is create a credential with N8N. Then you can come here, and from this drop-down menu, you are going to see that you have access to all the major LLMs. Once we have our LinkedIn post written, a good step that we can add is something called human in the loop. And this is basically when you set up a Telegram node, and this Telegram node will take the post that this node will write and send it to you, so that this Telegram node can take the post produced by this node here, send it to you, and you can read and decide if you want it to approve or not. If you approve, the post will get scheduled. If not, the post will be rejected. So basically, let's run here this node. So as you can see here, the Telegram node is now blue, and you can see that the workflow is executing. And this is because the Telegram node sent me a message with the post, and it's asking here if I want to approve it or not. I will click on approve here, and you will see that the workflow will go green, meaning that this step was successful. As you can see, now our node went green. And this is a very useful feature because now you know exactly what kind of posts you are posting on your LinkedIn without relying 100% on the AI. Another step that I like to add here is just a simple check that says that if the post was approved, so in this case, if we agree with the post, if we approve it, then the post will go to be posted. Now that our post has been created, we approved it, our next step is to post it to LinkedIn. And to do so, I'm using Blotato. This is perhaps the third time that I recommend Blotato on this channel. And the reason is, this is an awesome service and you can do a lot with it. You can post to 9 platforms at the same time, so it will really help you to create great stuff. All that you need to do is just click on the plus sign, type in Blotato, select the node. In this case here, the resource will be post, the operation is create, The platform is LinkedIn. The text will be exactly the text that our node responsible for create the post has created. In this case, all that you need to do is just drag and drop it in here. And I like to schedule my posts. So basically I come to add an option. I select schedule time, and the schedule time is the time that I selected on our spreadsheet, which is in here. So basically, again, I just find that field and drag and drop it in here. Now the last step is just to ensure that the Google Sheet updates its status from to do to posted. All that you need to do is just click on the plus sign, select Google Sheet, and then on the operation, you are going to select update a row, okay? And the most important thing here that you need to do is to select the columns that you want to update. In this case here, I want to update the Blotato ID. So every time that Blotato schedules a post for you, you are going to get an ID. So I want it to come and place the ID here, okay? And I also wanted to update the status from to do to schedule. And that's all you need to do to create your own workflow that will post on LinkedIn for you automatically. And you might think that these posts are simple, but one thing that you cannot forget is if you don't have time to create posts at all on LinkedIn, any high quality post will be better than nothing. As you can see here, this is my profile, and if we go here to post and activity, you can see that I stayed 1 year without posting anything on LinkedIn. And now with this new workflow, I start posting it again. And as you can see, one single post already got 121 impressions. Another one already got 20. So this is way better than if you don't post anything at all. Now that you know how to automate high quality LinkedIn posts using N8N, perhaps you want to know how to use N8N paying 80% less and having unlimited executions. And this is exactly what I show you in this video here. Check it out so you can save money and do more